Welcome to another little sewing project. So if you haven't seen it already, I did show you some fabric that I found for some oven mitts and some pot placemats, pot placemats, placemats for pots on the worktop to protect your worktops. Same as my wallpaper, willow. I think it's called willow boughs, or is it willow's bough? Anyway, it's that. So I got that, and I got, for the lining, I got some soft toweling material in this lovely little green, and that's just because I like the idea of it being lined with this rather than lined with cotton. And I got something called Insole Bright, which is the wadding that goes, just a second, always prepared, it's so professional on this channel, you know. That's the wadding. Now some people, they will use one layer of that and then one layer of cotton wadding as well. I'm going to use 2 layers of this instead, just for preference. The only thing with this one is it's a bit crunchy sounding. I have heard that it doesn't matter, no, I have watched on another YouTube video, sorry, that it doesn't matter which way it goes, because there is a shiny side, that's the crinkle, crunching that you can hear. But apparently it doesn't matter which side it goes or it faces, it just reflects the heat. So yeah, I'm using that. So it'll be like a sandwich of fabric really. We'll have the outer fabric, this will be sandwiched in the middle, and then that on the inside. For this and the outer, I'm gonna do a little diamond quilting to make it look pretty, just because I want to. So first off, just to point out, work out how wide you want it at the end. You either want a snug fit or you want it nice and loose so that you can quickly slip your hands in and out of them. I want a loose fit. So literally I just make a loop. It's not science or anything. And just gauge it like that, about how wide you want it, bearing in mind there'll be 2 lots of wadding and lining and fabric as well, and hem allowance as well. So I'm sort of like gauging it, just estimating really. As long as it's a little bit bigger, you can just trim it back to the size that you want. So nice and roomy for me, and that's my start point at the bottom. So I'll measure that out and mark the start point at the bottom. Right. So cutting out the actual template to work from can be a little bit faffy if you it depends on how you want the glove to fit. I would like mine quite loose. I don't quite like the tight ones. I don't want to be having to pull them off, so I like to just slip my hands in and out of them. So fairly, not too loose, not massive. Look like I've got a massive hand. So I've very basically traced around my hand. I've put the measurements on here anyway, just so you can download free templates all day long, and that's fine. But if you haven't got a printer, I've just got some graph paper here. So let's have a look at this. Let's get that out of the way. Give us a bit of room. It's a bit tight in here. Right. So I've got it at 7 across. So on a loop around my wrist, that'll be after 14, and then there's your seam allowance as well. I've done it quite long because I prefer it to cover my arms for a little bit of added protection there. Your big fat thumb. And then literally I've just very generally traced right round. So that bit works out at 5 3/4. That across is 3. These are inches, sorry. And then from there to there, top to bottom, that's 13. But again, after all of your hem allowance and your wadding and binding and all of that, it'll change. But that's going to be my main template. I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to cut out some fabric and see how it fits, and then if I do need to trim it back, I can do. I'm just layering them up just to get a general feel for it. I just need to do that a little bit better. But yeah, so it'll have the outer line of the pattern fabric, then it'll have the wadding, the insole bright, and then my inner lining. So I'm going to pop these on as well. Actually, I'll do them the way that I would sew it. There you go, that's all the layers. I've got plenty of room, I can feel it. So there. And it's a good length. I might even shorten it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next bit. Now this bit is the fun bit. This is the quilting. So I'm going to draw the lines on with chalk first. And what I'm going to do is I'll just start at the end there. And you can just see that I've put the point in the middle of that square. So then I'll do a line there. And then probably do, shall I do small quilting squares, small diamonds, or a bigger one? No, I'll stick to the small ones, it'll look cute. There we go. Lots of pins now. I'm going to pin it to death. rinse and repeat. Washed out all the chalk, done another one, so these will match up together. It does fray Bradley, so I'm just gonna put it through the overlocker. That one was nearly out. I caught it in time, knotted the new one on, pulled it through, so I shouldn't have any problems with that. Quite excited. At this time of filming, I burnt my thumb. Yeah, actually it's not bad, I'm being a real baby, but I burnt my thumb, so I'm looking forward to getting these finished. Forgotten where I'm up to because I've been filming this over quite a few days. This isn't all done in one day because I've just got too much going on. Anyway, I'm on a day off. So this is, I think I've shown you that. I'm going to sew this up now. Turn it inside out, I think. Yeah, turn it inside out and pop that in and then join them both together. Giddy. go. Just got to trim a little bit off there. So to ease it, when I turn it inside the right way, when it goes the other way, I'm going to cut just little slices all around the curves, just the curvy bits. I'll just show you how it can affect it. Hang on. So you see all that bunching, we need to get that out, and that's how we do it, trimming it the other way. Just like that. Lots of little snippy snips without cutting, obviously, through the stitching line. I'll turn that back the right way. There you go. Ta-da! Right, needs to be back inside out anyway for this. So I'll turn it back. So I've popped the oven glove in. Might look a bit odd at the moment. I'm going to make, I want a strap that I can hang it on a hook. So I'm going to make a strap out of this fabric in here. And then leave a gap. Well, I'm going to leave quite a significant gap actually, because this is going to be really tough to turn back the right way out. So it'll be quite a big gap that I leave, but I'm going to put some binding on so I'm not too worried about how it'll look on the outside. It's been struggling a little bit, but it's getting there. Just going to have to go slow with it. Just some areas where it's got stuck a bit. I think that'll do it for turning it inside out, I think. Let's do a little bit more. Where am I up to? There. Dare I do a bit more? A little bit. Can always unpick some. Right, okay. That'll do. So this is the space I've got to turn it all the other way. So this is the tricky bit, pulling it all through and hoping it doesn't rip or get stuck, because this toweling material is it's not as strong as I thought. Come on, you can do it. You can do a scruffier version where you don't need to turn it inside out and you just put binding on top, but I wanted to give this method a go. There you go. Because I want to see what it'll be like if you don't use binding, which is that. So then this would turn in the right way, which I'll do now. Let's pop that in. It's not easy. I should have just took the easy route. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're getting there. Just squish it around a little bit. There. It's just the fun bit to do. A little bit of jiggery pokery in the thumb. There. Right. So no binding and just leaving it, that's how it looks, which is quite nice, I think. That looks good. But I wanted to do some binding. Or you can finish it off by folding this over. Won't be as easy folding it in together. You'd have to stay still, Cheryl, like that. Fold it in on itself like that, and top stitch. So that would be another way to finish it off, so you don't have to do the binding. Shall I do it without binding? I'm thinking this is the longest pair of oven gloves. They make these by the thousands. I think I might just sew it. But I do want to do a little loop just to hang them up on. So I'll do that first, because the loop will get sewn in with the top stitch. There we go. And then finally I can get the video out and you can see my oven glove. I've got to make another one yet. Little strip of fabric. And I'm just going to gauge how long I want it. So if I tuck it in, bearing in mind the seam allowance. So I probably just want it a little bit shorter than that. So trim a bit off. Yep, that'd be enough just to put on a hook. And I'll put this through my machine and then turn it inside out and top stitch it. So I'll just show you this handy little tool with a hook on the end for pulling things like this inside out, but you've got to have a whole lot of patience because it's really faffy. Works better with obviously slippery materials. Once you get it off the start line, it isn't so bad, but it's still a real faff pulling it all through. And my wrists are tired because I was shoveling gravel yesterday. And the things I do. So I'm just going to spend a little time doing this. And then I think I'll go and have a cup of tea. It is happening, I promise. There we go. Just have to do a tiny little bit at a time on each side. Shall I come back to you when I've done it? I'm gasping for a cup of tea. I think a nice Earl Grey. See, it's coming out the other end. There we go. Yay! Whew. Right, I'll iron that. And then I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. There you go. Top stitched right to the edge. Willow's shot downstairs as soon as she heard the kettles on, because she knows at this time of the day, mid-morning, oh actually it's gone dinner time, losing track of time, but she knows that her dad will have a digestive biscuit and she'll sit there even though she's on a diet, because she doesn't know that. She'll sit there and give him the saddest eyes as if she's wasting away. Whether he'll give in to her or not, I don't know. He shouldn't do really, but it is difficult. It's really difficult with them. Especially when, you know, you shouldn't really start it in the first place. We let them just take over our hearts, don't we? And give them what they want. Right. So I'm going to top stitch all the way around. Pop that in. I would have popped it in there at the side, but I think that's going to be too much material to go through as it is. So I'll put it somewhere else, maybe at the back. Let's see how I get on with that. It is struggling a bit. I had to take the walking foot off because it just wouldn't go.
couldn't get the material under, and I'm coming up to a joint, so I'm going to have to kind of push it through, I think. I was having a look on my instructions, see if my machine, if this lifted, but it doesn't. It's not showing any way you can lift it. So I'm going to have a good think about that, and I'm going to have to repin this. It's all come out. I'll just get this tricky bit done. Has it come out? Don't know. Oh, I think it is going to do it. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Hopefully that's all stayed in, otherwise I'm going to have to repick it. Coming up to another thick bit. If it's going to go through this one, it's really thick. Whoop. Pull. Come on. Go on. Yeah, it's moving. That's the toughest bit there. I mean, this is a good sewing machine. I don't know how people get on with when they say put extra wadding in for extra insulation, you know, to make it extra heat resistant. I don't know how they get all those layers through. Right, it's about to get easier, I think. Yeah, all right. Let's see. All right, fingers crossed that those clips held everything in place. So it felt like they'd slipped, but we'll soon find out. Need to get myself a pair of those really little tiny scissors. Right, let's have a look. I see I've got a little bit there where it's just not caught it, so I'm going to have to go back over that. Just lift it up a bit. At least it's not on a thick bit though. Clip it. Oh, and then we're done. Say yay! No, have I just pushed it all back? Just need to catch that bit. It's there. Come on. That's it. A little bit more, just in case. All right, cross your fingers again. Oops, I broke my needle there. Done it. Caught it. Alright, need to tidy up these loose bits of cotton. And then Mike wants the camera. Hello. Mike wants the camera because he's finishing off the video. So that's it. That's my oven mitt. Big thumbs up from me. Don't know about you. Got to try it out. Thumbs up. Comments if you enjoyed that. I am doing the I can't say it, pot place mats, but they are only circles and they're a lot more basic than this, so I won't do a video of those, but I'll show you one when I've done them. I've still got to make another one of these yet, but I think I need a bit of a break. I don't know about a cup of tea, I need a glass of wine. Right, I'll get this camera to Mike. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next project.